for the win! Oh my gosh, one of the great games you'll ever see.
The competition is back, and the UEFA Women's Champions League looks set to be bigger and better than ever before.
It's their time, a night to remember.
The following programme is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
This is the moment the world has been waiting for. The judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the boxing world is ready. The fight starts now! Let's go.
How do you like it? On the shot.
So aggressive, so focused.
It all comes down to this. The corner knockdown. Still the undisputed champion of the world.
Fight Night, only on DAZN.
Hello and welcome to Before the Bell here in Sheffield, where later tonight Dalton Smith will be headlining in front of his own town fans as he moves a step closer to a shot at the world title. But before then, 3 fights to bring you on Before the Bell, which all kicks off with Lancashire's Joe Hallworth in action for the first time this year. He's followed by 2 of the country's leading prospects, the unbeaten pair of middleweight Lely Buttigieg and super featherweight Giorgio Vizioli. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're well. I hope you're ready for a packed night of boxing. I'm joined by former world champion Sonny Edwards, who's a busy man tonight. I can see the fighters. I can see Dave Allen in the ring. I can see our MC, David Diamante, in the ring. So I think we're almost ready for the introductions for the first fight at the Cannon Medical Arena here in Sheffield. He is ready, so let's hand over to our MC.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, good evening and welcome to Sheffield, England. We are live on DAZN for a big night of world-class professional boxing. It's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. We're sponsored tonight by Betfred, Everlast, Riyadh Season, That Prize Guy, Tom Insurance, Victory Live, and Drip. All of tonight's bouts are sanctioned under the auspices of the British Boxing Board of Control. The steward in charge is Brian Spotston. Introducing your third man in the ring at the sound of the bell, from Barry, scoring A-star referee, Mr. John Latham. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 6 rounds of boxing scheduled in the lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears blue with white. He scaled 9 stone, 10 pounds, 4 ounces. His professional record: victories, 6 defeats, 2 draws, with 2 wins coming by way of knockout. Peleando desde Ciudad Obregón, Colonia, Sonora, Mexico, El Suavecito, Mario Valenzuela Portillo. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears red with black trim. He scaled 9 stone, 11 pounds, 7 ounces. His professional record: 11 victories, 1 defeat, with 4 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Wigan, please welcome Joe Howarth.
Right, lads, you don't expect from you both you obey the instructions at all times. When I tell you to break, you both break clean. Defend yourselves at all times. And best luck to you both. Tuskos.
Well, here we go. First fight of the night. And as I say, a packed night here at the Cannon Medical Arena in Sheffield. Joe Hallworth from Wigan
Seconds
versus
out.
Mexicans.
Round 1.
Mexico's Mario Portillo. He's 11-1. Hallworth, as I say, managed by Dave Allen, the White Rhino, who's busy next month. in a rematch between himself and Johnny Fisher. And you're a busy man tonight, Sonny.
Yeah, no, I wasn't even really surprised. What you feel when we need someone, you have to. Got Giorgio and Dalton as well later, as well as the episode of Small Talks.
Of course, do not miss it. Howarth, 11-1, as I say, 4 KOs. A man of few words, but speaking to Dave Allen, he can really fight. He's naturally aggressive, you can see on the front foot. Likes to drop down, stairs to the body, nice stiff jab. Yeah, he used to be trained by the former Central Area champion, Lee Blundell. Done a lot of work with them. Really, really helped him progress. But he's been in the gym with Dave, with Jamie Moore and Nigel Travis. Looking confident here. Busy on the front foot. Stalking his man, Sonny.
Yeah, and I think he's doing some good work changing the levels, both of the shots that he's landing and throwing, but also his head positioning. He's not, you know, just staying in as a stationary target. Right now, Portillo is finding it quite hard to even throw a shot at a clean target. I think he's doing quite well at not really giving him too much easy in the first round, Howarth.
The only loss was against Josh Sanford, then unbeaten. But since then, 4 straight wins. Last time out, he claimed the Central Area lightweight title, beating Adam Seacar over 10 rounds. He has since vacated the title, but hungry to keep this momentum going so he can get into further title shots in the future. Just lead him with a nice uppercut there and finish him with the right hook. Last 30 seconds of this opening round.
Just falling short of a few shots there, Howarth. I think he's trying to land the good shot, the perfect shot, but he's starting out of range. And once Portillo takes a step back, he's out of range even more so.
Yeah, good solid start though from Joe Howarth. Aggressive, strong, and on the front foot.
Corners 10 seconds. Seconds out. Round 2.
Yeah, all ears in that corner. Joe Howarth listening to, well, manager / trainer Dave Allen, the White Rhino. And again, back on the front foot. Howarth, he's a dad of 2. He had his first child when he was 15 years old.
Started young then.
Brody and Savannah. Proud dad, and says this is why he's doing it.
Nice shot.
To support and provide for his kids, his young family.
Getting his feet a bit closer as well this round. I felt like I could hear Dave Allen saying, touch the first phase, get your feet in, and then start throwing the shots.
Yeah,
and he does look like he's listened.
Yeah, you're right. He's just closing that gap, and that's allowing him to find the target. Nice left hook. Started downstairs and back upstairs. This is good work from Howarth.
Well, he's not throwing the shots from really out of range this round. He's definitely made a slight adjustment, and he's having a lot more success because of it.
Yeah, again, just creeping forward, looking menacing, just taking his time, not wasting anything. Portillo not offering much back at all. Just pokes out a jab, but just walks onto a lead left uppercut from Haworth.
And he's found that shot nice a couple of times in this round. Just dropping his shoulder over to the left and then just pulling the uppercut straight up through the middle. And I think it works with that tight, stiff, static guard that Portillo's got.
Oh, that was a lovely 1-2. The right hand seemed to stun the Mexican for a second there.
And you can see him looking to hold there as well, and then put a bit more space in between him and his opponent.
As I say, used to be with Lee Blundell. No amateur experience, just did a few white-collar fights. Did Haworth. Had some really good sparring. This is sparring with Jack Cattrall before he fought Arnold Barboza. It's a valuable rounds for the young man.
Nice body shot. Lands for Joe Haworth. Touched the left hook to take his attention away. Dropped the right hand downstairs. Continuing to try and pick up the pace and make the ring small for Portillo.
He doesn't rush his work, does he, Sonny? Takes his time, economical, creeping forward, always making the Mexican work. Portillo, whether he's having to move or cover up. He's looking to pour that lead hand. He's got to be careful, Portillo.
And he's not shy about letting his opponent throw a shot back, Joe Haworth. He's trying to give him the target to take it away, to counter him.
That's a nice left to the body as well, just round that right elbow of Portillo. He's had 3 fights already this year, the Mexican. He's on the run here, on the back foot, against the tough, aggressive Joe Haworth.
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out, round 3.
Into the 3rd round we go. Just seeing some highlights there. Lovely 1-2 landing from Haworth. Looks solid, looks aggressive. Anything you'd like to see him do, Sonny?
Right now I'm liking the work that he is doing. I feel like when he's getting to the edge of target, he's bracing, he's giving himself a different look, a different angle, and throwing some varied shots. I think he definitely improved a lot in between the 1st and 2nd, and I think he's really running into a bit of momentum now where he doesn't really feel like he's missing all too much.
Yeah, he's looking very confident here. Spiteful, strong. Oh, just missing with that chopping right hand. He's looking to hold the Mexican. Try and tick down the clock. It's the 6th round of this opening contest, as you can see on the clock. Bottom left of your screen.
Nice uppercut.
Yeah, that was a nice shot.
No power, no load up, just popped a nice sharp shot and landed straight through, flushing the target.
I think he's a tough taskmaster, Dave Allen. If he doesn't rate you, he won't say. But he does rate Joe Haworth, says he's a good fighter, always learning, picking up new tricks. Quick learner. Nice jab to the body from Portillo. Again, more pressure from Haworth. Looking for those uppercuts. That's been a nice shot for Haworth, Sonny. The uppercuts. Lands another right.
Yeah, and I think when he defends the way Portillo is, really quite stiff and static, high guard, straight, stiff through the middle, there's that gap all the time, and Howard's finding it again and again and again. He's touching the jab through the middle, and then he's bringing the uppercut through the middle again, and oh, was that a shot that landed? He's complaining it was a low. Yeah. I don't know how low it was. I have to see that again.
Yeah, and he's targeting the body. Haworth, he feels he's hurt his man, just landing some Straight rights to the body. Starting to unravel slightly, Portillo. Looks for a nice left to the body of his own. Again, Haworth goes to work. Another right to the body, and the knees seem to dip for a second.
It's almost like he's just starting to unravel now, Portillo.
And he's definitely doing the right thing, Sonny, isn't he? He's tall, Portillo, so he's targeting the body. He's trying to chop the tree down.
But he's just letting his opponent smother him, is now Joe Haworth. And I do think that might have been a body shot that landed, because it's almost like he's been sort of half crutching over since the shot landed.
Yeah, it does seem like he's leaning over slightly. 6 defeats for Portillo, only 2 stoppages. So can Haworth be the third to get the job done inside the distance? Another good round from the man from Wigan.
Welcome to Club Jude. I'm thinking we open up next weekend. It's gotta be the night. Grand opening start with a bang. Or we start with a misfire.
You built something here tonight, and it was beautiful. But it was built on a lie.
Sinners in cinemas now. Book tickets.
Corners 10 seconds.
Not just non-stop. 2 more punches now, 2 or 3 at a time. Come on, up it now.
Second out, round 4.
The 4th round here at the Cannon Medical Arena in Sheffield, and you spotted something in the corner there, Sonny.
Yeah, you could just see the trainer of Portillo really icing the rib, the right side. So the damage you would think was done with that left hook to the body, and he weren't pulling it on his privates, he was putting it high up on the rib. So I think that tells us where that shot landed.
Yeah, he's definitely felt one of those, Portillo, or numerous shots to the body. You could hear Dave Allen in the break there, really asking him to target the body with both hands.
And he's really trying to move away from that left hand at the moment, Portillo. He just hasn't really got the ring generalship to keep the distance and not be getting found quite often with shots, both head and body from Joe Haworth. I really think he started going through the gears.
Oh, that was a nice sickening left to the body again. He took it well, Portillo, but that one did definitely land. I'm impressed with Haworth. I like the way he's taking his time. He's not wasting anything. There's still aggression there. He's exciting. He's good to watch. Good variation as well.
Yeah, and physically he looks quite compact and rugged. He doesn't look fragile. He doesn't look completely inexperienced, as we was mentioning before. He didn't have that amateur pedigree to speak of, but yeah, I think he's had a good performance so far. Halfway through the 4th round of this fight.
Yeah, and it's been all Haworth on the front foot. Nice head movement there, just slipping and sliding outside of the jab. And again, looking to target the body. And this really is survival mode for the Mexican Portillo at the minute. That's a nice right hand though, no real power in the shot, but he's accurate with that one in particular, just complaining that there's a shot at the back of the head. Oh, another nice right hand, follows it up again, Sonny.
Yeah, and he might have shook his head there, Portillo, but he got caught with a nice clean shot.
I like the way he's setting the traps as well. He's throwing the jab to the body, then firing back upstairs with a right. Good variation again, demonstrated that left to the body. Looks a real hurtful shot.
Yeah, and the man from Mexico, you can really see he's starting to struggle keeping up with the rhythm and the resets of Haworth. When he's ready to come again, when he's changing his angle, when he's moving, it's good right hand that lands. Really struggling here now, Portillo.
Yeah, he's looking to fire back the Mexican, but
comes in with his head. Got told off by the ref a little there, had a word.
Yeah, he looks for another left to the body, and there's a bewildered look on the face of Portillo.
And that was nice. Some real slick movement there from Joe Haworth.
Again, the pressure, and Portillo just managing to take the sting out of these last few seconds of this round. But another very impressive display of boxing from Joe Haworth.
Let more than 2 One or two at a time. How do you feel yourself? Some people you have to throw more than one or two at a time. Two, find one, ride, and let's go.
Yeah, some good shots there landed. You could see the pressure just started breaking down Portillo a little bit. You could see he was trying to keep up and close the gap down to stay safe, but he ended up just walking onto a few real clean right hands there, Darren.
Yeah, it's been good boxing from Joe Howarth.
Bonus 10 seconds. Second out, round 5.
Into the 5th round we go, and you have to credit the Mexican here, Mario Portillo, for still being in there. It's been good boxing from Joe Howarth. Again, good attacks to the body. I'm just looking at our reporter, Jamie Ward. I think he's trying to tell me that it's Howarth, Joe Howarth.
He's on the pronunciation police again, Jamie.
Oh, he is. He loves it. He's a perfectionist. Yeah, lovely jab again. Nice right uppercut, follows with a left hook. This is good boxing. Been really, really impressed.
Nice.
Really backing up what Dave Allen's been saying about this 22-year-old. Just dipping the knees, looking to change the levels. You see again, looking for the lazy shot to come out from Portillo so he can counter. Oof. Yeah.
Oh, there we go, nice.
Now he's really starting to turn the screw now, isn't he, Sonny? Putting his foot on the gas.
And he missed the first couple shots in that exchange there, Howarth. He did, but he kept going and he kept his feet reset and in balance. And then he ended up finding cleaner shots at the end of the burst. Coming in with his head again. That's not the first time. And his complaining is beginning to grate on me a little bit, Darren.
Yeah, on the flip side, Howarth really getting to work. Just desperate to put flurries together. Those uppercuts, so impressive with both hands. Right hand over the top, looking to land the left to the body. So impressive, it really is. Finally, just managing to get his feet out of range. Portillo just to avoid that left to the body. And again, doing the right thing, trying to kill seconds out of this fight, Sonny.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing his best Drogba impression at the moment. Like, he's doing it again. Now, I don't think that was outrageously low. I think it was on the cusp of the waistband, but he's looking like he don't really want to be there at the moment.
No. A long 42-second sustained attack. And that could be all she wrote for Mario Portillo. He's hurt, tired. Joe Howarth really, really has been impressive this evening.
And you can see it's getting a little bit frustrating for Howarth here, just because every time he's getting there and really trying to let his hands go, he's kind of getting smothered, he's getting held, the head's going down. His opponent's taken a knee a couple times this round. That's nice
good
work.
Yeah, with that lead hand again, the uppercut,
oh,
right to the body, exactly what Dave Allen was asking for. Then he's really starting to complain about everything now. Mario Portillo. Another right hand just grazing the left side of the Mexican's head. But another impressive round from Joe Howarth. One to go here at the Cannon Medical Arena. We have a stacked night of boxing coming your way. Top of the bill, Dalton Smith versus Mathieu Germain. The fight before the fight, but here's that action from the 5th round, Sonny.
Yeah, it did look like a nice shot. It might have come up just a bit lower than it should have. Yeah, I can see why he's complaining, but it didn't look like it was low. It just looked like cusp of the waistband, but he's looking for a rest. Is Portillo there, I think? Because I think some of the shots are just really starting to hurt him and get to him a little bit.
you can't blame Mario Portillo for doing that. Like I say, if he's standing in front of Howarth, he's going to get punished.
And I think he's doing a good job of just not getting carried away, Howarth.
Yeah. As we've said, he's not wasted much at all, but into the final round we go, a round that I didn't think we would hear, but that's credit, I guess, to Portillo for those survival tactics. And 2 minutes, 40 seconds in this final round to go, and there's a nice right uppercut
that took
from
a left
Portillo.
It took a left hook to the head, then a left hook to the body for his troubles, and a few more, but I think that was the best shot he's thrown so far. A bit more ambition like that, and he might have had a little bit more success, but...
Yeah, as many fighters have got to work as they've seen the light at the end of the tunnel in that final round. We've just seen a glimpse of that with Portillo, just starting to let his hands go a little bit, but back comes Joe Howarth, just wrestling Portillo to the floor. Again, valuable seconds for the Mexican to count down the clock.
I really don't know how he lost his balance there, Darren. I don't think he completely got through. He kind of got gently turned to the side and ended up on the floor.
Oh, he's covering up again. You pointed that out. Really doesn't want to get hit round that right side.
And he's putting his head down to that right side a lot in this last round. He's finding a bit of safety. Howarth not punishing him when he's dropping his head down and going to the same place over and over again. He's gone down there again now. But that's better work. Standing him up with the shots, not letting him smother, but... Again, Portillo gets the limb control and just negates the work that's happening in front of him, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Joe Howarth, this has been impressive. There's going to be tougher tests. He knows that. As I say, he's a former Central Area champion, so with the way he fights, I'm sure we'll see him in some more meaningful fights in the future. Fights for titles. Oh, just looking to slip, but that left to the body, that was a shot for me. The referee
his shot landed and they come together and he dropped on the floor in his own accord. But
that looked really nice. It looked like he slipped inside and threw the left to the body.
I think you've definitely seen him give him.
Yeah, slipping and sliding, trying to offer a couple of shots. Back, head's coming in close there. Oh, again, just slipping on the outside that time with the right. And looking for the left to the body. Little cuffing left hook from Portillo. Getting a bit scrappy in these last final seconds in this 6th round.
You can see just...
Oh, left hook then again from Howarth. Who I have to say, Sonny, I've been impressed with. Look, I'm not getting carried away with the opponent that's in front of him tonight, but there's an awful lot to like about the man from Wigan, 22 years old, the former Central Area lightweight champion. It's been a good night's work.
Yeah, good performance there from Joe Howarth. Good performance.
Well, he does hear the final bell. Mario Portillo, he looks shattered as he leans over the ropes. And you can understand why. Joe Howarth, he looks very strong, aggressive, spiteful, showed us lots of good variation. His charge there, Dave Allen will be extremely proud of his man. As I say, a man of few words. We look at these highlights. There was that shot, Sonny. Just slipped inside, definite knockdown for me. That he does kind of get wrestled to the floor after.
But you see the little drop of his legs in between, and then he kind of held himself with his feet and then decided to go down, complaining again. Okay, he probably did a smart move there to not get counted, really.
Yeah, very good performance from Joe Howarth. I can see David Diamante, as you can see in your picture, ready for the verdict. So let's hand over to him now.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of action here in Sheffield, we go to referee John Latham's scorecard. It reads 60-54 for your winner, Joe Howarth.
Yeah, Joe Howarth gets the 12th win of his career, and he's done it in very good display. Solid performance, showed us an awful lot there, showed us what An almost addition for those that didn't know of him in this lightweight division. Solid, compact, all smiles. Yeah, there'll be more fights in the future for that young man, no doubt about it. But plenty more to look forward to tonight. Ryan Kelly versus Kevin Najarko, what a fight that is for the WBO Continental Super Welterweight title. Former electrician, builder, now full-time pro, Josh Padley in with Marco Savanovic. Josh Warrington, former world champion, in with tough Asif Khan. And then tonight's main event, the WBC Silver Super Lightweight title. The fight before the fight, Dalton Smith versus Mathieu Germain from Canada. So much to look forward to tonight, live from 7 p.m. 2 more fights here on Before the Bell. So let's get ready for that second fight Before the Bell and hand back over to your MC, Mr. David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, the action continues from Sheffield here on Before the Bell with a special middleweight attraction. Now entering the arena, please welcome Grant Go-Getter Dennis.
Well, here is 41-year-old Grant Dennis, Go-Getter. He's been busy. He was out last Saturday, losing to Carnal Crowley in Dublin. He's been in with good company though, always fit, always comes to fight. He's game as they come. As I say, he did fight last Saturday and looks in brilliant shape, as you can imagine, on the scales yesterday afternoon. Can he pose the youngster Lely Buttigieg any problems? This is a step up for Buttigieg, as this man here does have a wealth of experience over the East Londoner.
And now entering the arena, please welcome the undefeated Maltese monster, Lely Buttigieg.
And here is the 20-year-old Lely Buttigieg from East London. Beat James Todd last time out on the Lidard Aussie undercard. And boxed well. He started very aggressive. And as the rounds progressed, Todd started to show his toughness and durability. So he started to stick to his boxing and showed us what real talent he has. Former 4-time national champion. See him this morning at breakfast, raring to go, oozing confidence. I'm thrilled to be part of another big card here in Sheffield.
From the Cannon Medical Arena here in Sheffield, England, live on DAZN. We are set to go with our next bout of the evening, and it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. Sponsored by Betfred, Everlast, Riyadh Season, That Prize Guy, Tom Insurance, Victory Live, and Drip. Introducing your third man in the ring at the sound of the bell from Fleetwood, scoring A-star referee, Mr. Steve Gray. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 6 rounds of boxing scheduled in the middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears blue trunks. He scaled 11 stone, 10 pounds, 4 ounces. His professional record, 19 victories, 10 defeats, with 3 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Chatham. Please welcome Grant Go-Getter Dennis. Dennis. and his opponent across the ring fighting out of the blue corner. He wears orange and black. He's scaled at already 11 stone, 10 pounds, 7 ounces. His professional record, perfect. 7 fights, 7 victories, with 1 win coming by way of knockout. Here's the former 4-time amateur national champion fighting out of Bow, East London, the Maltese monster, Lily Buttigieg. Buttigieg.
Okay, boys, of a cold break. I expect you to take a step back. Don't deliberately throw punches to the back of the head. Protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck, lads.
Second fight here on Before the Bell, and that's an intriguing one. The veteran almost, 41-year-old Grant Dennis versus the very exciting youngster from East London, Lily Buttigieg. Here at the Cannon Medical Arena in Sheffield. And it's like musical chairs here at the comms desk. Out goes former world champion Sonny Edwards. In comes the former amateur star and 1-0 as a professional, Pat Brown. How you doing, Pat?
I'm all good, thank you. I'm glad to be back in the boxing scene, and yeah, we've got a good show on tonight.
Yeah, good to have you back, mate. Fresh off that explosive debut. But you were thrilled to get that monkey off your back, I guess. Get one notched off.
Yeah, definitely. It was a big weight on my shoulders, and it's off now. But it's nice to see Lely is getting his jab off. He's establishing it, and he's stating his dominance in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, we see him, as I say, last time out against James Todd, sort of regrouping in the second part of the fight and really stuck to his boxing. But he does have that natural fire, aggression, likes to get stuck in. Just throwing a nice 1-2 left to the body. Really is a good fighter, lives and breathes this sport. Was actually toying with the idea of fighting at super welter, but he really is a tall young man, still growing, only 20 years old, so he's at middleweight at the minute. But I was speaking to Al Smith, his coach, and Eddie Lamb, and saying he's almost outgrowing the middleweight division already.
Yeah, he looks mature for his age, definitely, and he's doing some nice shots there behind the ear, and he's going he's going upstairs and downstairs, so it's all good work so far.
Yeah, good thought in the work of Buttigieg, trying to set the jab traps. Nice jab though from Grant Dennis. As I say, he's been around, knows exactly what to do to not just win fights, but to upset and pose problems for these youngsters coming through.
You can tell as well, you know, Grant is physically there. He's a strong man, and it'll be a good test tonight.
Yeah, he fought Kevin Ajarko, who's our first fight on tonight's live broadcast against Ryan Kelly. Lost on points. Also Mark Dickinson, who we see performed really well in his last contest, both exchanging uppercuts inside. But just shows the ambition. Pat, you see Buttigieg out last time against James Todd, who pushed Commonwealth Games bronze medalist Aaron Bowen hard in their fight, drops Aaron Bowen, and then goes into this fight. So shows real desire to push on from Buttigieg.
Yeah, 100%. He's there to fight. He's keeping active, and great first round.
Yeah, good round. Good boxing from Buttigieg, but Dennis showing his toughness once again.
What do you want?
It's me.
Your brother. I know. You can't tell from the tone of my voice that I know it's you.
I need your help.
Need to know who killed Ray King. Do what I want when I want it. Have gun will travel. Guess I hit him harder than I thought.
Are you ready?
Yeah. It's a family thing.
The Accountant 2 in cinemas April 25.
Second out, round 2.
Yeah, good opening round, and into the second we go. Lely Batterjee in the blue corner, the black and orange trunks versus Grant Dennis in the blue. 29 fight veteran. Dennis, as far as 41-year-olds go, fit as a fiddle. Lely Batterjee started boxing when he was 7, joined East London's Newham Amateur Boxing Club, and as I say, won 4 national titles. Turned pro with Al Smith at the iBox gym in Bromley. Al Smith, he knows his boxing inside out and really rates Batterjee. Believes he's got a good career in the sport and demonstrating their pattern. Nice, crisp combinations.
Yeah, definitely. You can tell he's had that amateur pedigree. He's got a nice tight guard as well, but he doesn't just rely on that, you know. He goes into the Philly shell also and steps off. And as we mentioned before, he's really established that jab. And I like to see him keep throwing it, and it was a great 1-2 there.
Yeah, that was lovely. Sharp 1-2 straight down the pipe of Dennis. Al Smith, he's taken them on the road, done lots of tough, hard round sparring in other gyms. Someone who really rates him, very good fighter, is Josh Kelly. Says he's a good fighter, tough game. Says he's got a very good future ahead of him. Just feinting there to the body, but Batterjee trying to open up. Dennis's tight guard, just missing with the right uppercut. Never looks overawed, Dennis. Does he, Pat?
No, he stays calm, and this round, you know, he's jabbed to the body and to the head. He's mixing it up, and it's keeping Dennis thinking. And yeah, he's whipping that right hand over now as well. Oh, great shot.
Yeah, he likes that shot, Dennis. He likes the counter left hook. Seen him in fights in the past, but when Lely Batterjee keeps it long like this, he can still be aggressive, he can still be spiteful, and looking very, very dangerous with that 1-2.
Yeah, when he keeps it long, he's definitely dangerous, and you know, Grant, he's strong, so when he's going down to the body as well, it's taking it off the engine.
Yeah, that's the sixth rounder for Batterjee. He's also got another fight scheduled on that big bill coming up, the rematch between the man we see in the previous fight in the corner of Joe Howarth, Dave Allen versus Johnny Fisher. So that's what you want to be as a young fighter. I'm sure you want to be active, Pat. He had 5 fights last year, Batterjee, so I'm sure you'll be looking to follow suit.
100%, yeah, an active fighter is a dangerous fighter, and yeah, especially at the start of your career, all you want to do is keep that ball rolling.
To the third round we go. Batterjee versus Dennis in middleweight division. I'll say he was toying with the idea of fighting down at super welter, but weighed 164 pounds for this one. He's growing all the time, only 20. That's good work from Dennis. So reverse 1-2 there, starting with the right hand, finishing with the left.
Yeah, he's had very slick movement during this fight, and yeah, we might see him throw some shots in that after that as well.
See it, like, I'm not calling Dennis a journeyman here, but where they fight so regularly in Grant Dennis's instance, fighting last weekend, the timing is always there, and you can see just has that knack of taking the sting out of shots. You can see he moves, he slips and slides, and you get that from fighting regularly. You know it as a top-class amateur. The more you're doing it, the more natural and composed and quick and loose and relaxed you feel.
100%, yeah, you can tell that Grant's riding certain shots. He's got a nice tight guard, and listen, he's an hard man to get out of there, but at the moment, you know, Butter G, he's doing what he's meant to be doing. He's on the jab, he's not becoming reckless, and he's boxing smart.
Yeah, he is boxing smart. Look, like all youngsters, always desperate to get that finish, but I think he's fully aware of the step up in quality that he's got in front of him, and it's all about winning, it's all about doing the right thing, and you can see he has got that bit between his teeth, a little smile from Butter G there, but as you pointed out, that boxing nicely, but Dennis always looking to fire back, just missing, almost grazing the shoulder of Butter G with the right hand.
Yeah, definitely, and he's slowly starting to walk him down now, Butter G. I think he's smelling that Dennis is getting fatigued, and you know he's pressing the pace now.
Yeah, this is good. I agree. He's just turning the screw ever so slightly. He's not getting reckless. Nice variation there. Jab upstairs, right to the body, and he doesn't seem to have any answer. He doesn't look hurt or unfazed at all, or phased rather. But he is under the cosh. Dennis, nice jab. Manages to slip the second, but just misses with the counter screw shot. Oh, a nice left hook there, Pat.
Yeah, he's hitting with a good few left hooks, just behind the ear as well, so Dennis will be feeling that one for sure.
Sure. Lely Butter G for you doing exactly what he needs to. Anything else you'd like to see him doing, or is it more a case of Dennis having to try something else here?
I think he's doing great at the moment. You know, he's taking his time, he's not rushing his work. I would like him to go back to stabbing down to the body and then whipping that right hand back over.
Yeah, good work. Again, good double left hook from Butter G. The second of those hooks, just spraying a little low. Is there anything, Pat, that Dennis can do to claw his way back into this fight?
Listen, there's always a chance. He's physically capable, but I think it'll be very, very difficult. Butter G, he doesn't seem like he's getting tired, and we're going to see him go through the gears now.
Yeah, will we see this young man start to up the pace? That will slowly start to take their seats here at the Cannon Medical Arena, which is going to be packed out later as they witness
Round 4.
Their local star, the next star potentially of these parts, Dalton Smith. The fight before the fight against Canadian Mathieu Germain. We're seeing it here. Lely Butter G just showing us what he's all about. Nice variation with the work. Holding centre of the ring. Looks as if he's waiting for the shots to come out of Dennis so he can fire back with a counter. Tucking up well. It was a nice left uppercut. What a nice attempt at the shot from Dennis, but he just closed them elbows up. Butter G, and demonstrating a good defence, firing back with a nice jab and a long right hook, Pat.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with his defence so far. He's mixing it up, and he's not retreating as well. Most fighters, when they're getting shots getting thrown at him, they retreat too much and they lose the ground, but Butter G is staying there, defending, he's throwing back.
Yeah, nice work with that lead hand. Yeah, you're right, Pat. Boxing nicely. It was a left hook upstairs to the body, fired through an uppercut. Just dipping under the jab as well, looking for the right to the body, just stranding a little low, says the referee. Left uppercut again, and is this the tempo that you're asking for, Pat? Starting to come through.
Yeah, definitely. He's turning it up now, and he's introduced the left uppercut a hell of a lot from last round as well. So that shot's always hitting Dennis every time he throws it. Great shot there.
Yeah, nice 1-2. Really, really works the sim. as they come.
Yeah, definitely tough as they come. He's a very hard man to get out of there, but I'm still liking Buttigie's work. He's not rushing it, even though he's upped the output, he's still remaining calm.
Yeah, like I say, he still looks absolutely fine. Dennis has his wits about him still, but he's second best. I do feel probably the best chances to try and get close and land some big shots of his own at range, as you can see. There's only one winner. As I say that though, Dennis Buttigie just stepping that front foot a bit closer, working the body. Oh, nice double shots to the body, finishing with a left hook, Pat. Good work.
Yeah, his left hook seems like the danger shot, and it's always, as the combination's finishing off, he just hits Dennis on the way out.
Yep, he's upped it, but you have to say Dennis, he's up to the task. He's surviving, he's hanging in there. Trying to work the body again, Buttigie, but that's another good round in the bank. Just gives a little nod to Eddie Hearn. Eddie gives one back. He'll be happy with what he's seeing here, I'm sure, Pat.
100%, yeah, he's putting on a good display of boxing, and you know, he's not taking no damage either. Look at that left uppercut that we've spoken about before. He lands it every single time. And there's that nice 1-2 as well. That really clipped him. But listen, fair play to Dennis. He's got a chin on him.
Yeah, demonstrating a good variation, as you say. The nice 1-2, keeps it simple when he has to, and starts showing a bit more natural flair with the variations when he has the chance to. Doubling up with the left hook, the uppercuts have worked really, really well. Sometimes a tough shot for taller fighters to throw, but he delivers the uppercuts really, really well. Again, another shot at the venue here. Fairly new arena, the Medical Cannon Arena here in Sheffield, very close to the Motor Point Arena. All kicks off live on the global home of boxing, DAZN, at 7 p.m. Stack card. Back to this one, Buttigie just landing a nice 1-2 to start the round, Pat.
Yeah, he's coming at him again. It looks like Dennis is starting to, he's whipping the jab out, but he's looking tired now. I think if Buttigie keeps turning it on, potentially might get him out there.
I'm not sure if you'll agree with me, but I think if he offers more shots, Dennis coming out, he'll be happy with that Buttigie. He's got the opportunity with that pedigree, albeit as a junior, to make him pay. If anything sloppy does come out from Dennis as he's tiring, he'll punish him for sure. And as you can see it again, starting to up the work again, Pat.
Yeah, he's upping the work. I like to see him go downstairs though, because he gets really good success there, and it takes that out Dennis. There we go, nice shot there.
Eddie and manager Lee Eaton really trying to will on Buttigie to try and get the finish. A low one, just giving him time to recover. See him just cupping his private parts there, Dennis. They hurt, I'm sure. You're going to have to deal with a few of those, Pat, in the years to come.
Yeah, it's not a nice feeling, I tell you that.
Any advice I can give you, get a nice, strong protector. But back to this. Buttigie getting to work. Nice straight shots, finishing that with a nice long left hook. I think he feels he's hurt Dennis.
Yeah, I believe so. He's putting the combinations together. I just want him to whip one downstairs now, because that could potentially get him out there.
Yeah, he does describe the body shots well. Yeah, as you say, there's that shot to the body. Taps upstairs with the left hook.
There we go.
20 to go, yeah. Again, yeah. Buttigie really up in the work. This is good work from the East Londoner. Only 20 years old, as we say, but showing real maturity in there now. Looks physically strong, doesn't he, Pat?
Yeah, physically strong, showing maturity, and needs to keep chopping that tree because it's working.
And I love this spite, this aggression, this fire in the eyes from the young man. Oh, no, that was a lovely left to the body. I thought he was going to complain there that it was low, but that was a peach of a left hook, and it doesn't look like he's going to recover from this. What a display from the young East Londoner, Lely Buttigieg, and you can see what it means to the young man. Not many do that to Grant Dennis. Only 4 people have stopped Dennis. That was a tremendous display of spite. Good punch variation from Lely Buttigieg, Pat Brown.
Yeah, great display there, and like we were saying, when he went down to the body, that was the way to get Dennis out of there, because he's a tough bloke and he's got a chin. But credit to Buttigieg, that was a great performance and he should be proud of that, especially with his age.
Yeah, really mature performance. He didn't do anything silly early, he kept it nice and long. Talk us through these closing seconds, Pat.
Yeah, he's got a nice tight guard, and he didn't get it much often either, as you can tell by his face. But yeah, where he slotted it in there, you can tell it just crumbled him.
And you can see what it means to him. I hope they can find that gum shield, because they're not cheap. But yeah, really showing maturity. I think that's the best word for that performance. Strong, physically, good work, thinking all the time. Al Smith, Leeton will be thrilled with their charge, as will Eddie Hearn. I can see just the back of our shot talking to a fellow manager in Sam Jones. But let's hand over to our MC, David Diamante, for the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Steve Gray reaches the count of 10 at 2 minutes and 19 seconds of round number 5, declaring your winner by knockout. He's still undefeated, Lely Buttigieg.
Lely Buttigieg gets his 8th win of his career, second inside the distance, and you'd have to say probably the best of his performance, bearing in mind who he's fought there. And the way he dispatched Dennis, very, very impressive. A smile from the 41-year-old who, as I say, was out last weekend but went the distance, and you can see him shrugging his shoulders and saying there's not much more I could do. But we have Eddie Hearn, we have Buttigieg, alongside our report for the evening, the young, talented, handsome Jamie Ward.
Thank you, Darren. OK, Lely Buttigieg, congratulations. 8-0. Looked like you enjoyed that one tonight. Tell us how you're feeling right now.
Yeah, you know, I'm buzzing. You know, I think I've just made a statement there. Stopped the very tough man. You know, I'm stepping it up in the opponent each time, so we're getting better each fight. And listen, I'm ready for the next one.
Like you say, Grant Dennis. We know what we're going to get with Grant Dennis. He's a tough man. He always comes to win. Not many have done that to him over a long career. Can you feel like you've made a bit of a statement tonight?
Yeah, definitely. A lot more of that is going to come. You know, sometimes I don't go through the gears enough, but you know, I'm starting to find myself a bit more like go through the paces, so a lot more stoppages to come in the future.
Up until the stoppage, what questions did you have to answer in there coming from Grant tonight?
Well, to be honest, I was just being wary of the counters because I was catching him with the jab each time, so I had a feeling he was going to come back with the right hand, so just to watch the counters and just keep trying to go through the gears.
And in terms of the finish, just talk us how you set that up and the final moments to the fight as well that led to the end.
Well, I was just sticking behind the jab, and I just thought a little slip, right around the body, he was done.
And in terms of, before we bring in Eddie Hearn, when you look at the matchmaking, a hard fight already this year with James Todd, straight into another hard fight with Grant Dennis. What's the approach from you and the team in taking challenges like this? You're still only 20 years old, of course.
Yeah, I believe in my ability. You know, I will not believe in my ability. I'll fight anyone. I don't care who you are. But, you know, I don't want to rush nothing. You know, I've got a good team around me, so whoever they put in front of me, they're going to guide me correctly. So whatever it is, I'm ready.
Talking of guiding, let's bring in the man behind the journey here, promoter Eddie Hearn. Look, second good win of 2025 for Lely. What did you make of that tonight?
Really aggressive. I mean, the James Todd victory was a good one. And tonight, Grant Dennis is a good fighter. You know, he's testing a lot of these young pros, rarely get stopped like that. And it was beautiful to see. You know, I was just screaming at him, just saying, when you get on the inside, just work him over, because he's very, very strong. And he's a good fighter on the inside. We saw that in the James Todd fight as well. He can box long. But sometimes, as the rounds go on, you want to start using your attributes, which is his strength. I mean, I don't know what's happened since January, but he's shot up. You know, he's now, what, you weigh 165 pounds yesterday? You know, now moving into the super middleweight category. I still think we decide middleweight, super middleweight moving forward for the championship stuff. But now Next up, the copper box, Johnny Fisher against Dave Allen, May the 17th, right on the doorstep of Laley Busseljeeg. Be shifting some, well, the last remaining tickets left for that one. And yeah, and I think now moving up towards 8 rounds and moving into Southern Area English eliminators and English title fights towards the end of the year. Outstanding young talent. He's got to believe in himself and realise how strong he is and how hard he's punching for such a young man.
Final one to you then, Ellie. As Eddie just said there, a nice local one in East London. Going to be lively in the copper box on May 17th.
Yeah, 100%. We're going to sell loads of tickets and we're going to get another big stoppage like that.
Great stuff. Laley Busseljeeg, congratulations. 8-0, well done, good performance.
Yeah, as Jamie says, moves to 8-0. And Pat, talk us through this performance from Laley Busseljeeg.
Yeah, very mature. That's the main thing for me. You know, he stayed cool, he didn't rush his work, he established the jab from the first round, and throughout the rest of the fight he was teeing it up downstairs and upstairs, and then he started whipping him, chopping the tree, and that's what got him out of there. His body work was good, and his defence, he was mixing it up, and yeah, he's displayed everything there.
I love what it means to the young man. Buzzing to get the win. You can see posing with Eddie Hearn and manager Lee Eaton. A very, very good display. Shuffle over, Pat, come on. How are you? You good?
Yeah, I'm all good, yeah. I'm happy to be here.
Lovely, it's good to have you. Well, look, Dalton Smith is tonight's main event against Mathieu Germain. Sorry, I forgot his name for a split second there. A Canadian that he cannot overlook with world title dreams on the horizon.
Back in my hometown, it's going to be hostile, it's going to be compact, it's going to be loud. And I'm going to walk out there, I'm going to be buzzing, and I'm going to put on a performance of my life. They're calling this fight before the fight.
A fight before the fight?
Yeah, see in Sheffield we don't said the... Yeah, so they're calling this the fight before the fight, because I know I need to go in there, put on a big performance, and ensure that I want that world title next, so I've prepared the best I ever have. For me, I'm hungry. I want that world title shot, and he's the guy stood in front of me, and you know that gives me that extra buzz, you know, that extra feeling in my stomach to go out there and show to people how much I really want this. I've been in boxing 20 odd years. I've worked my arse off, sacrificed so much. Matthew thinking come over here and take it away from me, he's got another thing coming. And for me, I want to be a world champion, so there's no way he's taking that away from me on Saturday. The perfect plan for me would be, you know, knock out Germain and then go hunting down Alberto Puello.
That is tonight's main event, Dalton Smith versus Mathieu Germain, a fight that must be a win for both. So much on the line, but we're ready for our final fight on Before the Bell, and it's a cracker between Giorgio Visioli and Kane Baker. So let's hand back over to our MC for the evening, Mr. David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, before the bell continues from Sheffield with a special super featherweight attraction. Now entering the arena from Birmingham, please welcome Kane Baker.
Well, here is Kane Baker. And for many of us, we were a little surprised to see him back in action after his defeat last time out against Michael Gomez Jr. He said that was it. He was going to sail off into the sunset. We'd never see him again. But he lied, because he's back. The fighting man that he is, he says he still has a bit more in the tank to challenge these young, up-and-coming fighters. He's as tough as they come. But I asked him at the press conference on Thursday, you've been in with some very good fighters, but is this a step up as far as class, talent and potential is concerned? And he said we'll find out. He's aware of how good Visioli is, but as I say, he's as game as they come.
You got to know when to hold, know when to fold, know when to walk.
And now entering the arena, please welcome the undefeated young charge from Aldershot, Hampshire, Giorgio Visioli.
Well, here is 6-0 Giorgio Visioli. 5 of those victories have come inside the distance. A guy that never stopped anyone as an amateur from the from the green and gold of Repton Amateur Boxing Club, my old club. A 2-time, 2-weight ABA champion. A very, very talented individual. A fighter that has the world at his feet. A step up this, for sure, for Vizioli. An intriguing battle.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Sheffield, England, live on DAZN, we are set to go with a special super featherweight attraction. And it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. We're sponsored tonight by Betfred, Everlast, Riyadh Season, That Prize Guy, Tom Insurance, Victory Live, and Drip. Introducing your third man in the ring at the sound of the bell, from Barry, scoring A-star referee, Mr. John Latham. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 8 rounds of boxing scheduled in the super featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears gray with black trim. He scaled 9 stone, 9 pounds, 2 ounces. His professional record, 19 victories, 11 defeats, 2 draws, with 1 win coming by way of knockout. Here is the former Midlands area champion, fighting out of Birmingham, Mexican Baker. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears gray with blue trim. He scaled 9 stone, 7 pounds, 3 ounces. His professional record thus far perfect, 6-0. 5 of his 6 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Aldershot, Hampshire, Giorgio Vizioli.
Right, lads, you're expecting you both. You obey my instructions at all times. When I tell you to break, you both break clean. Defend yourselves at all times, and the best luck to you both. Touch gloves. Come on.
But another fight in the already outstanding early stages of the career of the former amateur star Giorgio Vizioli against the veteran, hard as nails, Kane Baker. How impressed have you been with the youngster Vizioli, Pat?
Yeah, very impressed. He's got a nice solid wide base, and he stays relaxed. And yeah, he's weighing up Baker now, and yeah, we've got a good fight ahead of us.
Yeah, the press conference and at yesterday's weigh-in, Kane Baker trying to lure Vizioli into a fight. I think he understands that at range there's only one winner here. He feels his best chance is to get close and try and out-hustle, out-experience Vizioli. But it's been the speed of hand, of foot, and the reactions and the way he fires counters that's been so impressive, Pat, from Vizioli.
Yeah, just like you can see now, you know, if you're not a big boxing fan, you think nothing's happening, but he's just doing subtle little things, and it's a game of inches. And Vizioli, you know, his footwork is brilliant. He's just in and out the tiniest little bit. And yeah, he's playing mind games already with Baker.
Yeah, you're right, it's fractions. Sometimes you can see some young fighters really jump out of range, and it makes it that much harder to find the counters. He doesn't. It's just, as you say, millimetres, just enough to miss the shot and fire back. Looks composed, looks relaxed, looks comfortable in there. As we say, this is 7th outing, 5 stoppages already. Everything his own way so far. So Kane Baker was, sorry Pat, was gonna call it a day, but he loves to fight and still believes there's enough there to cause these youngsters problems.
Yeah, definitely, he's still hungry, but Vizioli, you know, he's
Yep, just stalking his man. Visioli creeping forward. Look at that left hand. Nice shot straight down the pipe of Kane Baker. Oh, just looking for that left to the body. Sharp. Looking to creep forward. Kane Baker, but a little hesitant. Good work in the closing seconds here of this first round from Visioli. Sharp, aggressive, and looking very, very spiteful. Landed a nice left-handed.
Welcome to Club Jew. I'm thinking we open up next weekend. It's gotta be the night. Grand opening start with a bang. Or we start with a misfire.
You built something here tonight, and it was beautiful. But it was built on a lie.
Sinners in cinemas now. Book tickets.
A good opening round from Giorgio Visioli. Into the second round we go. Is there anything Kane Baker can do to close the gap? As I say, looks a little hesitant coming forward, and that's down to the speed of hand and foot and those reactions that's stopping him at the minute.
Well, that's it, yeah. You know, Visioli is so fast, and it's a matter of inches for him with his feet. And towards the end of that round then, you've seen him going from the head to the body, and he really turned a screw. So, yeah, he's coming out patient again, and I'm sure we'll be seeing a good display of him towards the end of this round.
Yeah, looking to set the traps, stabbing the jab into the body. Lots of feints. Nice jab from Kane Baker. A lovely left hand, and then dropping the left to the body. Good variation from the youngster. Only 22 years old. Visioli, oh, lovely left. Seemed to stun the legs slightly of Kane Baker. Looking menacing, isn't he, Pat? As he's just has that little spring in his steps, hands low, trying to bait Kane Baker in.
Definitely, yeah, he's staying calm, cool and collected. And the main thing for me is he's watching what's coming back. He's not getting too eager. He's definitely respecting Baker. And that's why Visioli's shots are going through.
Yeah, and he wants to fire off those counters, doesn't he? Another lovely left screw shot through the guard of Kane Baker. He's going to have to get those elbows closer together, Baker. Stop those shots landing, because that accuracy and speed that we mentioned of Visioli is so impressive. Oh, and little short right hook inside. You can barely see that, but you can see the reaction that it has on the face of the man from Birmingham, Baker.
Yeah, lovely work there from Visioli. Baker, he's probably in most danger when his back's against the rope, to be fair. He needs to try and stay in the middle of the ring.
As you say, nothing's frantic, is it, from Visioli? Just slowly goes through the gears. So hurtful.
Yeah, he's definitely not there after he throws his combination. What a
beautiful left hand, straight down the guard again of Baker. Doesn't rush his work, doesn't get carried away. Good variation, head and body there with the hooks.
Yeah, he's very cute with his work, and it comes out of nowhere. And like you mentioned, he's very, very fast.
There's the gameness and toughness shown from Baker, trying to push Visioli back. Just gets bundled to the floor there by the youngster. Just cannot take your eyes off of this one. You just feel at any second Visioli could find the shot to end this. Good right hook and a left downstairs from Visioli.
Yeah, he's trying to find the shot, but what's most impressive is he's staying cautious.
And that confidence again shown, hands low, slipping and sliding as he creeps forward. Visioli, another very impressive round.
quick with your feet, G. Setting and throwing is not reacting.
Seconds out. Round 3.
Just seeing the speed and the accuracy demonstrated in the highlights there, that left hand. The shot really doing the damage, and he's come out with some real intent here, Pat Visioli.
Yeah, he's got, you would think he's not got any more springs in his step, but he certainly has. And great weight to the body.
Oh, 1-2, and then dropping that right to the body. He means business here.
Yeah, he does, and Baker's feeling it now, I believe.
As I say, 5 have been stopped. The only man to go the distance with Visioli is Tempala Asarusi. He showed real toughness in that fight. He took a bit of a beating, but he did hear the final bell. Can Kane Baker do the same as he gamely comes forward, as he tries to in the majority of his contests? Game, he's fit, strong. But on the receiving end here, again, lovely left hand right through the guard of Baker.
And Baker tried giving it him then, and you know, Visioli's footwork and head movement and staying relaxed. He didn't lay a glove on him. You know, his defence is really second to none, and he's putting his shots together nicely.
Yeah, total sort of disregard for anything that's coming his way, Visioli. It's been probably something that's been lacking from Kane Baker. As I say, lots of toughness and always willing to get stuck in, but just the one inside the distance from his 19 wins. Happy just to walk forward, Visioli, and land these big shots. As backs Baker up against the ropes, lands 4 or 5 unanswered rights to the body, really going through the gears now. Walking him onto another left hand. Classy boxing from Visioli, Pat.
Yeah, he's looking for that right body shot. I lost count how many times he threw that then.
Blistering hand speed again. Spiteful boxing from Visioli.
And now he's back reading Baker. He's not rushing in. He's taking his time, and he knows the shots will come.
Yeah, just biding his time. Still plenty of time in this contest to get the finish. Working the body again around that left side of Kane Baker. A joy to watch. He really is. Nice jab from Kane Baker, looking to drop the right to the body as well. Will that be something on the mind of Kane Baker? Try and weather an early storm, try and force himself onto Visioli late?
Maybe, yeah, that's the only chance he's got really, but the way Visioli's looking, like, it's just sharp again then. He's not showing any signs of slowing down.
Wow. Impressive, to say the least, from Visioli. Let's look at this attack, Pat. Talk me through this barrage of rights to the body.
Yeah, you know, he clipped Baker. He seen Baker retreat to the ropes, and he was hurt, and that was it. Just an absolute slaughter coming his way. And, you know, after he did his piece, he went back to the drawing board and started boxing again off the jab, and that shows the quality of Visioli.
I'm sure the social media boys and girls will be clipping that barrage of shots up and putting that out there. So eye-catching, pleasing to watch, but for this man, very, very hurtful, but he is tough as they come.
Yeah, Baker's still there, he's tough, and yeah, I don't know how he's still standing, to be honest with you.
He showed us in the past how strong and how much desire there is, but there does come a point when you're just up against that someone who's that much better than you, that special individual. I'm sure that is Giorgio Visioli, showing us a bit of everything. Good variation, always looking to set the traps, the little feints with the feet, the dip of the knees to the body, trying to find further openings, looking for that left screw shot.
Yeah, what I like as well, when Baker's back's to the ropes, he doesn't come lunging in Visioli.
Oh, and the referee's seen enough. The towel also comes in. Giorgio Visioli moves to 7-0 as a professional, and it's another one inside the distance. One against, you would have to say, on paper, his toughest opponent, and he is absolutely gone through Kane Baker like a knife through butter pat.
Yeah, definitely the right decision from Baker's team there, 100%. There was no need for him to stay in the ring there because Visioli was only going to go through the gears, as you've seen there. Right decision, hats off to Visioli, great performance, and on to the next for him.
Yeah, we'll see him out very soon, but Pat, this was a brutal display, a hurtful display of punching from young Giorgio Visioli.
Definitely, yeah, you know, his backhand, he screws it up, and it's a really unique shot, and it's hard to throw. And yeah, when he whips that right hook round the side as well, the Baker's elbow just behind it, that's also a lethal shot.
Yeah, so impressive. I mean, he really does have it all. There's going to be tougher tests, there's going to be step-ups, which that was this evening in his 7th fight. But doing absolutely everything right so far. That was impressive. Let's hand over to David Diamante for the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee John Latham calls a halt to this contest. The official time of the stoppage, 52 seconds of round number 4. Declaring your winner by TKO, he's still undefeated, Giorgio Visioli.
Well, the best yet, I would say, from Giorgio Visioli.
Nice
very, very impressive
Kane Baker.
Against a
Nice
step up
for Kane Baker.
Kane Baker. But he has won in impressive fashion there. Eddie Hearn just getting into the ring. He'll be thrilled with the talent and the display there shown from Visioli. So much to look forward to in the career of the young former Repton star, former two-weight ABA champion. We're going to hear from the victor, who's alongside Eddie Hearn and our reporter Jamie Ward.
Okay, Giorgio, congratulations. 7-0, spiteful, impressive. Once again, not a bad way to cap your 22nd birthday week, I imagine.
100%. Didn't celebrate much on my birthday, but that's a celebration there. And yeah, I just want to say big respects to Kane Baker. I think that was his last fight, so true warrior. And yeah, it was a good performance. And yeah, we move on.
What were you able to take from that performance tonight?
Just staying calm and collected, keep my focus, and just let my hands go more. And yeah, just sharp punches, and that's what I did.
The right call, you believe, from Errol and Kane's team to throw the towel in at that stage of the fight?
I think so, yeah. I think he was taking a lot, and it was the right call, and fair play to him.
We're seeing you now, through 7 fights, just grow and grow with confidence. We know you've had great preparation for this fight out in Las Vegas with Kermel Moton, up in Scotland with Lee McGregor. How much is that confidence just due to the work you're putting in behind the scenes?
That camp was the best camp I've ever had, sparring in Vegas. Obviously, Kermel, Cubans, Lee McGregor. Big thanks to them, but no, it's a great experience out there, and yeah, put me in great stead for this tonight. So,
and promoter Eddie Hearn. Early days, yeah, but too early to start getting a little bit excited or not?
We were excited a long time ago, but I really want to see him move on now. You know, I just said to the team, like, he's too good, and you've got to realise you're too good for those levels, so you have to still go through the levels. But you know, the way he's coasting through, you know, Kane Baker's a guy, he's boxed fourth, won English titles. Like, Giorgio is already, for me, British, Commonwealth and European level. It's difficult because you want to try and do those 8 rounds and you want to try and get that experience. But honestly, you're not even seeing him get out of first gear. And I don't want him to tread water. He's not going to get bored, but I just, you know, he's going to get better and better against better opposition. And I think it's a chat now with, you know, Sonny and Anto and Mark and the team, just to say, like, he's capable now of winning British, Commonwealth and European titles. I truly believe that. We don't have to gamble, but we just have to acknowledge how good he is and how easy he's cruising through these levels. And for me, I want to see him push on, certainly win English titles and, you know, move into British title eliminators, because I don't see fighters giving him problems. We know the quality of the spars he's having in America. That's great experience. He needs to get great experience in here. And he's only going to get great experience against much better opposition. And even then, you know, I think you're looking at unquestionably a future world champion. But we have to keep passing the tests. We have to keep passing the levels. But I want to see a bit of a test. And unfortunately, I don't know where it's going to come from. But, you know, yeah. Well, we thought... I didn't think it was going to come. Like, on paper, tonight looked like a tough fight. But I know how good he is. I know how sharp he is. And he's a nightmare. He's a nightmare for those domestic level guys. You know, and I think you're going to see the best Giorgio Visioli against world-class opposition. That's time to come, but we got to step up the opposition now and keep him active. He's got a great head on his shoulder, great team, world-class talent.
Final one to you then, Giorgio. What excites you about that? More rounds, tougher fights on paper, so far at least. Tougher fights coming, titles as well. What excites you about the next phase of your career?
It excites me a lot. Obviously, yeah, we thought tonight was going to be a bit of a step up. We thought he was going to come a bit more, but unfortunately didn't. But yeah, look, we talk down with the team and we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think it's a bright future.
Great stuff. Giorgio Visioli, fantastic performance. The future's very bright. Darren, back to you.
Yeah, bright indeed. Pat, talk to us through the highlights of that contest.
Yeah, you know, he's come out there, blistering left hand down the middle. He's sharp, light on his toes, and he was judging the range by his feet, which is really impressive. And as you see in there, when he was going down to the body, once he started switching the attack, that's when Baker, he didn't know what to do. And yeah, great performance there. You couldn't ask for much more.
Just oozing in confidence, and there's the referee waving it off, and just another day in the office for the young man Giorgio Visioli, and another man in action later as a man who impressed last time, even be, albeit short notice, Josh Padley, now a fully trained professional boxer. He's hung up the hard hat. He's eager to get back in action this evening.
Get in the wagon. Let's go.
So this is the van that we went to the world title fight in. We did have the ladders on the roof, but we've took them off because I thought, if we have to drive to airport last minute, we're not going to be able to park anywhere with ladders in the roof, so we've chucked them off. They're still in the back garden now in the same position from the Stevenson fight. And we didn't even have parking. We couldn't get parking anywhere, so we just had to risk it and leave it in an hotel car park. We're still waiting for the fine to come in from that one. I've worked in Leeds and stuff, but the contract that I was on at the minute was installing solar panels in Sheffield at Shire Green. I'd be coming out on my dinner break when we were working in Sheffield. So I'd go to work in the morning, set all the lads and stuff off, come out at 10 o'clock to spar, do 6 to 8 rounds and then go back to work. So I know now when I'm not having to do that, I'm going to be better and I'm going to get that next level.
This is the house, the kitchen, where we'll be preparing the next 2 meals. Got a following plan that's done by my nutritionist Charlie. There we are. And let's get cooking. Hey Alexa, turn on the kettle.
Okay.
Go out. But that is my purchase that I've made since my world title fight. Nothing yet, no new car or anything, still rocking the van. But I've got a fancy kettle that boils off at Alexa. Pasta bolognese. It's alright. A little bit of recovery, and then a big session later and push it again. So, not the most interesting life as a full-time athlete.
Strength and conditioning.
And we'll finish off with a bit of core, I reckon. After last time. Oh, too soon.
Logo.
Too soon. Facing, yeah. 3, 2, 1. Time. One more.
Eating 3 ham sandwiches and a school cake on Tuesday didn't help before fight. A cafe. Good session. Nearly died doing it, but what we want, 5 weeks out Saturday, in a good position. A little bit more food and chill out, ready for sprints in the morning. road to winning ways is back on. Get it up. Legs aren't working properly after that one.
Well, Josh makes his return to the ring after, as I say, that impressive defeat to Shakur Stevenson. It was short notice, but Ryan Kelly versus Kevin Najako was a great fight. Josh Padley, as I say, versus Marco Savanovic. Josh Warrington, the return of the former world champion against tough Indian Asad Asif Khan. And then the main event, Dalton Smith versus Mathieu Germain from Canada. The fight before the fight. So much to look forward to on the global home of boxing, DAZN. Live in around half an hour time. Pat Brown, thank you very much, as always, for joining us. Yeah, as I say, about half hour, we have that brilliant card to bring you. But don't go anywhere. We're going to hand back over to David Diamante, who's got some special announcements coming your way. Thanks for joining us.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd like to introduce you to Matchroom's newest signing. He's 18 years old. He trains with Ashley Martin out of Legion's ABC. He's represented by former world champion Sonny Edwards. He won last year the World Boxing Under-19 Championships in the United States, and he's a 5-time former amateur national champion fighting out of York. Please welcome Leo Atang. Atang.
Journey, Leo Atang. Well, Eddie, let me bring you in straight away. Listen, you can have your fighters at the top of the Matchroom roster, but you'll always say it's all about investing in the future and investing in the next generation. Why was young Leo Atang a fighter that you wanted on your books?
Well, people always say to me, you know, where's the next AJ coming from? Who's the next stadium filler, the big heavyweight to fill those shoes? And I watched him win the Under-19 World Championship, and I just kind of slid into the DMs and coaches' DMs. And at first, I just thought, let's just keep him motivated for the future. I made a big mistake to have a coffee with him in Costa Coffee in Birmingham, and the whole boxing world was in there. Then every manager, every promoter in the world tried to sign this young man. This is the future of British boxing. This is the future of the heavyweight division. He's the full package. He's got speed, he's got power, he looks $1 million, he can speak. He is the guy, in my opinion, to follow into the footsteps of Anthony Joshua and ignite the heavyweight division to all kinds of fan bases across the country. Young man, plenty of work to do. We're going to box him all over the country, all over the world. 7, 8 fights a year. But remember what I say, everybody in this arena, everybody tune in on DAZN, follow this young man, remember the name. This is the future of British boxing and the future of the heavyweight division.
The next Anthony Joshua, no pressure. Leo, you're certainly making me feel very small and inadequate in this ring. Both of you actually are, to be fair. Leo, let's talk to you about this journey starting now. As Eddie says, still only 18 years old. Why was now, in your mind, the right time to turn professional?
I thought with the lack of activity in the amateurs and seeing all the opportunities which were going on in the pro game, I thought there was no better time to turn now and show everyone what I've got.
When you were looking, I'm sure, with an amateur pedigree like yours, promoters are going to be interested in young talent coming through. What was it about Eddie Hearn and Matchroom that stuck out?
I think it was always a childhood dream deep down for me to sign with Matchroom, and the fact that it's actually happening.
Didn't tell me that.
Yeah, sorry.
Why was that? Why was that? Eddie's mentioned Anthony Joshua. I know you want to create your own name in this sport, but you have said he was a hero of yours growing up. We've seen the promo as well, but what was it about Eddie?
It can make you sound a lot more dangerous than you are. But seeing how he's built fighters over the years, knowing that I'm in the best hands and knowing that he can take me to the top of the game where I do belong.
And it's, of course, the start of a long road ahead. Eddie says you're going to be nice and busy. How excited are you just to get going? I bet itchy knuckles just standing in a pro ring here tonight.
I've been to so many pro shows now and I'm itching. I can't wait to get going.
Just finally, the dream. No doubt we'll be looking back on this interview in the years to come, Leo. What is the dream for Leo Atang as a professional fighter now?
Heavyweight world champion.
Okay, Eddie? When's the journey starting?
He's already asked me, when am I out, when am I out? And going through all the formalities at the moment, you're going to see him make his professional debut in July. A minimum of 3 fights this year, probably 4. And like we say, all around the world, all around the country. It's the Leo Atang Roadshow, just what it was maybe a decade or so ago with Anthony Joshua as well. All the experience, the path is paved for him to go out. I know he's got a great head on his shoulder. He's got all the physical attributes, all the ability in the world to go out and become a real force in the sport.
Okay, great stuff. Leo Atang, welcome to Matchroom, welcome to professional boxing. The future is very, very much bright.
Watching that Klitschko fight, the drama, the excitement. I don't even know how to describe it. It gives you goosebumps, really, doesn't it? When I realised I had something, I just thought I could do something with my life here. We put the work in, we put the hours in, like we lived the life. My mentality is push myself to the limits, leave no stone unturned. The wins, the losses, I learned from them all, and I just carried on and pushed and pushing. I'm fit, I'm strong, I'll be ready to go with anyone tomorrow. I've got what it takes to go to the top.
Okay, well Eddie, it's not just the exciting news of Leo Atang, new dates to look forward to on DAZN. What can you tell us tonight?
Yeah, June 21st, another UK show, this time in Birmingham, and it's just a brilliant, brilliant night of boxing. You know, Galal fight, we saw in that epic fight with Sonny Edwards, now fighting Rodriguez in the defence of his WBC interim title. It's a very, very dangerous fight. Eddie Reynoso managed, Canelo managed fighter. And for me, one of the best fights that could be made in British boxing, and that's Shabazz Massoud against Peter McGrail. I think that is a world-class fight between 2 fantastic British fighters. You saw Shabazz last time in an unbelievable performance against Liam Davis, a great win by Peter McGrail as well. Also on the card, of course, one of our favourite fighters, Conor Walker, after that epic win against Liam Taylor, British and Commonwealth title. And of course, after that wonderful professional debut, Pat Brown, fight number 2 in Birmingham, Resorts World Arena. Fantastic show, June 21st, live on DAZN.
Yep, lots to look forward to on June 21st. We are going to be joined by some of the fighters taking part on that show, including who Eddie just mentioned there, Mr. Pat Brown. We're going to bring Pat straight in now. Over you come, Pat. What a debut that was a few weeks ago in Altrincham. Pat, good to see you again, my friend. First question to you, reflections on the debut. I mean, I don't think for a long time you'll feel pressure like that on a debut in that atmosphere to go out and perform. How do you look back on it all now?
Yeah, it was an unbelievable night. I got through in the deep end, and the main thing, everyone enjoyed it. I had numerous people say it was the night of their life, and that's all I want to do. Keep giving back to my family and friends and putting on good shows like that.
How happy are you to be active? That's Eddie's promise back on June 21st. What does that mean to you as well?
Yeah, it means everything. You know, I love to fight. I've done it ever since I was a kid, so activity is key for me, and Eddie knows that, and he's staying true to his word.
When you think about that debut, Eddie, it was special, really, but great to see Pat back so soon and the start of a very long journey, of course.
Yeah, it was a wild night. Listen, that was a decent operator he was in with as well, and you're seeing the quality of these young fighters that we've got. They're going to look better against opposition that come to win. You know, probably a little bit of a tougher debut than we would have won, but it was such a great performance from Pat. And there was a lot of pressure on that night. You know, headlining in Altrincham. We saw him have a couple of weeks away playing golf. We've been watching very carefully. Now he's back in the gym. And like he said, keeping nice and active. Birmingham now, and that crazy support, you know, coming down the M1, M6, onto Birmingham, and want to keep him nice and busy. Back out June 21st, and then at least 3 more fights after that, before the year closes. That's the key with these guys' activity. And we talk about Leo Atang, the future of the heavyweight division. This is the future of the cruiserweight division, and probably one day, actually, no doubt, moving up there. But one of the most exciting fighters in the world right now in terms of young prospects. Crazy support. Will be in Birmingham, June 21st.
Pat, final one to you there. No doubt, after looking at the debut, we know the numbers, we know the love that the fans have for Pat Brown. Big numbers expected in Birmingham. What's your promise to them in your second professional fight?
Yeah, there's going to be a good few coaches coming down from Manchester. It's going to be, obviously the card's great. It's going to be a great night of boxing, and I'll bring some noise like I always do. And yeah, the roof's going to get lifted off for sure.
Can't wait. Patrick Bomber Brown, can't wait to see you back in the ring June 21st. We're going to pose now, are we? No, we're not. Thought we were going to do a little picture with Eddie Hearn. We'll do that at the end. Anyway, the card does roll on. Let's bring in Mr. Galal Yafai as well into the middle of myself and Eddie Hearn here. Hello. Galal, how are you? A big fight. Look, they're calling this, like they are for Dalton tonight in the main event, for you, the fight before the fight, defending that WBC interim title. What does this opportunity and night mean to you in Birmingham?
Yeah, it's a big night, you know, it's back home, Birmingham. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I thought it'd be the world title. It's not. I've got to get this guy out of the way, and hopefully God willing I do, and then, yeah, it's Kenshiro for the world title.
In terms of the challenge in front of you, what do you know?
Yeah, he's a great fighter. Boxing people know this is it's a tough challenge. You know, he's a former world champion. He's fought guys like Ayoka, Nakatani. So yeah, people know it's a good fight. It's a fan-friendly fight. So and he's Mexican, but he's coming to my city. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And Chocolatito as well. I think he might be the only person who's ever stopped him actually, and that was many years ago. Been on the scene for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's been stopped by Chocolatito. It was a bit of a questionable stoppage, but yeah, nevertheless, yeah. But he's a good fighter, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Eddie, as Galal just mentioned there, look, get through this fight on June 21st. Then he wants Taraji. How do you see the path mapping out?
Well, firstly, when he said it should be a fan-friendly fight, have you ever known Galal fighting anything else but a fan-friendly fight? I've never seen someone throw so many punches. And this actually is a really, really good fight. Francisco Rodriguez is a world-class fighter. Like he said, only really got beat at that elite level. Had some tough wars in Japan. We're waiting for that shot at the world title. The WBC made this order at their convention, so we have to deal with this. Done the deal and, you know, spoke about, obviously, there's a purse bid situation with Eddie Reynoso and Sean Gibbons and the guys. They're coming to win on June 21st. This is the last hurdle before the world title for Galal Yafai. It's a brilliant fight, and as always, he will put out and be in a war, and I think Rodriguez will come for it as well, and Galal will look very good on the route to becoming world champion.
Just final one to you, Galal. Confidence high after the epic fight, of course, the great build-up to the fight with Sonny Edwards. You feel everything's coming at the right time for you?
Yeah, it was great after my last performance, you know. Shout out Sonny Edwards, I'm sure he's here somewhere. But yeah, I'm looking forward to my next fight. I need to be world champion. These fights don't mean that much for me unless they're for world titles, and I need to be world champion, it's simple as that.
Great stuff, Galal. Wish you the best of luck in your fight June 21st. And now, how about this for a domestic matchup? Shabazz Massoud and Peter McGrail. We're going to bring the two in here. No security, we don't need them. We've got Eddie Hearn somewhere in the middle, which is good. Pete, great to see you as well. Eddie, first of all, let me come straight to you. You say this was a matchup you wanted to make for some time. How pleased are you that it is now over the line?
So pleased. This is exactly what should be happening. You know, not just two of the best in Britain, but two of the best in the world. And you know what was mad? No one even thought about it. Like, when Shabazz won against Liam Davis, I thought it was such a world-class performance. I mean, you really got us back onto winning ways against Queensbury. Went into the Lions Den. Massive support from Stoke. Massive support from Liverpool as well. We're meeting somewhere in the middle in Birmingham. And, like, this is just such a brilliant fight. You know, you've got two fantastic fighters. Peter was one of the best amateurs this country's ever seen. Shabazz last time out, sensational. Two Brits, but world-level fight. And, you know, thank you to both of these guys. Like I said, it wasn't even... When it was suggested to me, I think it's actually... I don't want to give him too much credit, but Frank Smith said, why don't we do Massoud against McGrail? I went, they ain't going to take it. You know, Ben and that know how good Peter is. Peter and that know how good Shabazz is. Bang, both of them straight away. Absolutely. These are the kind of fights that we want to be in. Well done to both. He's a cracker.
Well, let's grab a word with the fighter. Shabazz, fantastic performance last time out, as Eddie mentioned, against Liam Davis to pick up this shiny belt. When you looked at the next steps, why was this fight with Peter McGrail one that excited you?
Yeah, it was spoken about, and alhamdulillah, straight away I was like, yeah, I love that fight as well. The domestic British fights bring the best out of me, so I was very happy. What
do you make of Peter McGrail as a fighter, as a challenge?
He's a very good fighter, man. I watched him, and yeah, he's a good fighter.
Not to make it awkward, it is a little bit awkward, but how do you see yourself winning this fight? This is boxing after all. You want to win this fight and push on to massive things. What will be the difference on the night between you and Peter McGrail, in your opinion?
I'm going to win by any means necessary, and I think overall it's my IQ that's going to do the talking.
Okay, Eddie, if you can pass that mic to Peter McGrail. Peter, I'll ask the same question to you. Victory in Saudi last time out, and you were looking at the domestic scene. We know you wanted those domestic titles. What do you like about this matchup?
Yeah, you know, it's Liam Davies was after man, weren't he, on the domestic scene. Shabazz beat the man, so he's the man, and you know, I'm coming to beat Shabazz and be the man on the domestic scene. But I respect Shabazz, tough fighter, coming off, you know, career best performance, and yeah, I'm going to be more than ready June the 21st.
He says it will come down to IQ. No doubt you have a lot of self-belief, you in the Everton Red Triangle gym, in your own work, Peter. What do you believe will be the difference when you look at this fight on paper?
Yeah, look, it's a tough fight on paper, but, you know, I just believe I'm a better fighter than Shabazz, and I'm going to show that June the 21st.
Great stuff, Pete. If you could just pass that mic back to Eddie. Eddie, a terrific show to look forward to, no doubt.
Yeah, so many good fights. I mean, this is, for me, is one of the domestic fights of the year. Of course, Galaya fights in a war. Look out as well for the big British and Commonwealth title fight. Liam Taylor against Conor Walker, great fight. Pat Brown, all the Birmingham talent on the card as well. Big announcement coming for June 14, the week before, and plenty more coming live on DAZN. But June 21st, mark the cards in Birmingham. Hell of a night of boxing.
Terrific fight. Okay, we are going to have the first face-off now. Shabazz, if you can make your way down to Eddie's right, and Peter here as well, June 21st, live on DAZN. Shabazz Massoud versus Peter McGrail. Cracking fight to look forward to indeed. And that does do it for Before the Bell, but do not go anywhere. Live DAZN broadcast begins very shortly. The fight before the fight for Dalton Smith later tonight here in Sheffield.
Please welcome Dalton Smith!
When you're in touching distance of your childhood dreams, the fights get harder. The pressure keeps growing. And the target on your back gets bigger. But the work never stops. The focus never wavers. And the will to win stays strong.
Oh! What a shot! Tremendous left hook.
What a peach of a right hand.
That was a savage shot. That's class. Inch-perfect punching from Dalton Smith.
Let me show the world I'm ready. Because champions are made in the ring. And that's where you'll find me when the time comes.